It actually leads in because mine's a Pacific story too. My book is Skimming the Surface, our time in living on Tarawa in Kiribati. Maori, Maorio. These words of greeting in the Kiribati language mean blessing. The year is 1979. We're a family with 3 young children living the suburban Sydney life, a life that even then was seeing children restricted in where they could play, how far they could wander. Parents were already in hover mode. Andy and I had been discussing whether or not we'd ask his employer for a move to the country so that we could perhaps give our children a little bit more space and places to roam. But even before we got around to asking that question, out of the blue came an offer for a posting to Tarawa. Would we go and live on a coral atoll for 2 years and manage a bank? Now, any young family would have jumped at the opportunity, surely. Apparently not. We were considered brave or mad by some friends and colleagues for saying yes. Obviously, 180-degree water views, temperatures of 28 to 32, coconut palms, an abundance of fish, school over for the day at lunchtime, a bank house with bank help, and the chance to learn about the Kiribati way of life did not appeal to everyone. Or was it the fact that we had to take absolutely everything with us? I'd need to shop for 2 years for food, medical supplies, clothing, entertainment, not to mention gifts for birthdays and Christmases. As we prepared to leave, I kept lists and journals, and using these together with copies of my letters and diaries, the children's school's news books and the local newspapers, I was able to bring daily life on the coral atoll back to life. It took me 10 years, part-time I might add, to bring my memoir, Skimming the Surface, to fruition. Those 10 years gave me time to reminisce, to reflect on what our time on Tarawa among the welcoming and generous Kiribati people had meant to each member of our family. My story begins in the past tense as preparations are made for families' move to this remote atoll. Once we arrive on Tarawa, my memoir is written in present tense. I invite the reader to walk with me, to experience the pleasure of being invited to share aspects of Kiribati culture, the excitement or the angst of finding yourself mixing with and entertaining presidents and heads of state, the worry when children are ill, the joy of watching a fairy tern pair rear its young, the thrill when you see it pledge pure white against the lapis sky. In the years 1979 to 1982, the words global warming were not known outside scientific circles, so my story does not touch on this subject. But today, Kiribati is front and centre of this debate. Its 33 coral atolls have an average height of 1.8 metres, just 6 feet, and are being impacted by the changing climate. The economy, the health of the land are being impacted, where our bank house stood as seawall holds back the rising ocean. Some estimates have the island entirely underwater within 50 years. Then Kiribati really will be the island of our dreams and memories. And if you want to read about a world that probably won't exist shortly, please buy my book. Forever, thank you.